Welcome back to Captain of Industry, this amazing new game in early access on Steam. If you missed the game review that I made or the first few episodes in this series, don't hesitate to head to the video description below to find the playlist. This is a very important episode because last episode we unlocked the construction material part 2, the golden parts that you can see here. So we sort of finished this first section of the research tree. We still have a lot to do before we get to the end, but we're getting there slowly but surely, and in particular we are now almost autonomous. So we're sort of beaten the early game. But on the other side, we actually have a lot of things to do in this episode, so let's dive right in. The first element, as you can see, is we're actually quite low on parts because we just built a lot over here, our copper production, and we are low on concrete because if you remember, we only have 2 of these concrete mixers. So that's not enough to keep up with our production. Luckily, what we can do right away is to buy a bit of concrete. We just need to use a bit of Unity. Let's do it. What we do have to be careful is the more you buy in a sort of small timeline, the price increases. It was 20, now it's 25. If I do even more, now it's 31. So we need to stop a bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm also going to adopt these people over here. And now we need to wait. We need to wait for it to come down before we can do it again. The second thing that we need to do right away in this episode to fix it is, now that we've stopped the beacon in the last episode, we don't get scrap, iron scrap all the time. So we are very low on iron scrap. So let's make sure that we also select this one here so that our blast furnace can still work, because we do have a lot of iron ore. You know, there's a stock here. There's also more stock over here. And now, you know, many trucks are coming. So we have this, and we have also a lot of coal, so this will help restart all of this and therefore keep up with that production of iron. The third problem that we need to solve in the beginning of this episode is, you can see my mechanical parts are going down. Why? Well, if you remember in the previous episode, I started a lot of vehicle parts, and by mistake I stopped one mechanical parts. The only mechanical parts production we had, I stopped it. So now let's fix that and we should hopefully go back up. After that, we are not researching anything right now. So let's make sure we start a few things. We're going a bit into order where we'll do the ramp for vehicles here. Then I really want the conveyor belts. This is going to change completely our game. It's really great. But to build them, we actually need construction parts level 2. So we can't do them right away. Similarly, I mean, most of these buildings actually need those parts level 2, so it's not like we can use them right away, but still good to start the research. Groundwater is a really good one. I also want irrigated farms. No, actually, sorry. I want the crop rotation first, and then irrigated farms. I also want then the efficient... Actually, sorry, I'm changing again my mind, but this one is more important. As we said, we didn't have enough concrete, so the quicker we can get to that one, the better. It's not crazy better in the sense that you can see it is using more resources, in particular more water. It's also using sand, but it's using a lot less cement for a production that's double. It's better, but it does come with some drawbacks. Everything else can wait. Of course, we'll get to it later on, but that's not critical. Okay, and while I was talking and doing those researches, we reached 15 parts. So let's start a new one and quick deliver with Unity. Our trucks are very busy, so the more we can, the better. We can also see that our tree harvester are finished. If you remember, we asked the tree harvester to clear the one tree that was here, and also a few over here, so we can expand our city. But now they've done that, which is great, because I definitely have a next job for them, which is I want to clear here, and in particular this piece over here, because I have big plans for this part of the city. Later on, I also definitely want to clear that piece, and probably then the next one will be maybe this one, but we can get there when we get there. Okay, this one is taking some time. We have Unity, so let's just do it. Remember, we built these ones to start unloading all of this so that then our ship can start going to the sea. But to do that, we need to repair it and we need to put some crew. We don't have a lot of parts, construction part as I said, but actually to repair it, you don't need that. You need iron, and we have a lot of iron, almost 400. So that's not a problem, we can do it. I would have loved to send it with Unity, but you can't. That's going to use a lot of my trucks, but that's life. We can just wait a bit for that. That will be fine. Let's do also a quick check on our maintenance. It's always important to have maintenance. Without maintenance, you're really in trouble. As you can see, the yellow or orange is what I'm using, and the blue is what I'm producing. So this is great. My production is higher, so we're good here. At some point, we'll have to be careful. We'll probably have to get a second one, but that's not in this episode. Probably in the next episode, I'll show you how to actually have a dedicated maintenance center, which is quite important later on. Here it is, our ship is fully repaired. We can see the notification over here. We can then load the crew, and we could, if we want, just send it. But as we said, right now shipyard is overloaded with cargo. We have way too much cargo, so if I go out there and I bring something, it's gonna be lost. So there's no point in doing it. Let's wait for a bit. You can see that my concrete is back down again. Let's check if I can buy. Oh, it is still quite expensive, but not as expensive. If you remember, we went to 31, now it's back to 25. I'd love for it to get back to 20. Let's give it maybe a few more minutes and then we can try again. In the meantime, we're gonna start the next big thing. So the next big thing is we want to start, obviously, our construction part level 2. And also earlier I was saying that I have some big plans for here. I want to really create a big thing over here, which is gonna be in the next episode. But to be able to do it, I'll probably have at some point to destroy this. So let's make sure that we create a new production of iron, a full production of iron that will also be ready for the conveyor belts. And to do so, we're also going to be a bit smarter on where to put it. That now that we're using mostly iron and coal, you know, it's better to put it over here than to put it over there because the iron is here. At the same time, if we look at our layers, we have the water over here. So probably want to avoid a bit this because I want to use that later for water. So we're gonna put it more over here, you know, still quite in the middle, but more on that side. I'm going to show you a great layout that I hope you can all use soon in your own gameplays. So as I said, we don't have the conveyor yet, but we're still going to plan as if we have it. And we need to start first with the blast furnace. We're gonna have 2 of these. Obviously, as I said, you know, sort of over here. We want to rotate in that direction. And what I want to do is have the gas in the middle. So let's put this one here and then let's press F. If you don't know, you know, here you can see a number of your keys, and the F1 is really important because it's going to flip as if you have a mirror like this, so that way I have the gas in the middle for both. And that way I can put a smokestack in the middle. 1 is enough, because if you see this is 24, so we are at 48, and 1 of these can take 60 per minute, so that's perfect. We'll put it just in the middle with some... I should have probably paused all of this, but that's fine. My trucks will come slowly but surely. Maybe I'll pause this one. Just do one side. Anyway, it is important to link to one, otherwise you may have some issues, but then you can link the second, no problem. Then we need to start putting the next building, which is our metal casters. We're gonna be able to put 4 because this is 12. Let's start this right away while we're at it. So as I said, 4. And we want this in the middle, right? This is gonna be in the middle. We do need to leave one more tile, otherwise we would run into a problem. So that is fine. Let's have a second just here, and then you can press C, copy, and again press F to get it perfectly aligned. We're going to pause again these ones. You can press P and stop those two. And then we put a molten. Molten actually has a throughput of 120. So it is fine to just put 1 in the middle. We're going to put it like this. Perfect. And what's important is you need to connect it to 1. And then when it's connected to 1, you continue. You connect it to the second, and now you can see it is connected to both. And then similarly, you take it and you extend it a bit. And now it is connected again. And then you can just delete. Hopefully you delete it before somebody tries to build it. Okay. And here we just need now the same one over here. Wait, that's not very pretty. You're gonna think that I'm a bit pedantic, but I like to make it quite symmetrical. Okay, perfect. So that's gonna be built. All of this will start. We don't have, again, the conveyor belts. We don't have really to put yet our loose storage over here, but later on we can definitely put 2 loose storages and have it delivered. We could actually, now let's do it later. For now, I want to start doing the next piece. It is important to note though that here we are also building slag, right? Also, sorry, one of the output is slag, so we need to make sure that the slag goes somewhere. And so this is the one where I am going to build something right away. I want to align it to that line over here. I'm going to put it over here. That should be fine. Actually, that's probably, yeah, no, that should be fine because this will go, I'm going to use this one. This one will go on top and go down with 3. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so to set slag, quick deliver, perfect. Then all of this, you know, we can have conveyor belts that go over here, over there, and we'll go just into a loose storage over here. We don't need a lot of tiles because this is just one belt, easy. Similarly, let's deliver it quickly, and this goes into iron. Now, this is where, obviously, I mean, this is the sort of first part of the layout. As I said, then we'll have a conveyor belt over here, conveyor belts over there, and also some loose storage here with conveyor belts. We'll do that when we actually unlock them. After this, you know, you can either have more stocks here over there, but you can also get it directly into the next elements, which are your assembly. We can't build yet those assembly electrics because we need construction part level 2, but the good thing is you can build manual ones and then upgrade them. We click on one of these here, you know, you have the upgrade button over here, and actually when you upgrade, then they do cost less, only 14 of you know, level 2 versus if I build a new one is 23. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I am going to leave some space over here, and I'm actually going to plan already these, but I'm going to pause them. I'm gonna put them in this mode. So this one, and then I want one on that side and one on that side. Why? Because one is going to be wood, one is going to be iron, and one will be where is it? Concrete slab. This is what we need to make parts. Now, how many am I going to make? Well, with all of this, we're making 48 iron per minute. This is, if you look here, this is only 4.5. we could make a lot. This one is 9, could make a lot less, but the reason is I'm going to actually make only 4 is because with 4 you need 48 slabs, concrete slabs, and this is exactly what another layout that I'll show you can do. Now we do need to make sure that we leave good space in between here, because we're gonna have some complex delivery mechanisms. So let me just check. I'm gonna put a molten one, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then we get into those assembly. As I said, we're gonna put 4. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here, one interesting thing is if I select 1, then if you press V, you can copy and then apply the same setting, which is that now they're all making construction parts. That is great. That's what we wanted. This is building a lot of iron. This is great. Making a lot of construction parts and also some of these. Perfect. Make a second one actually. We're stable, but soon I'm sure we're gonna need more. Let's also check this. Hopefully, yeah, it's back to 20, already 25. Let's buy a bit. 31. Okay, that's enough. I have quite a lot of wood. You know, this is not the problem. But still, not good to overpay too much. We have a bit of resources, not too much. Let's use some. And unpause with P. Oh, this one I definitely want to pause. I don't want to build it. Actually, we can delete it now. Okay. So that will restart constructing some parts. Similarly, you obviously want all of these to go into later on when we have our belts into depots. We are actually going to have 2 depots. One is going to be for parts. One is going to go directly into construction materials level 2. Because if you look at level 2s, you need level 1 and some electronics. That's what we're gonna do. Later on, we'll have obviously more than one actually. And align them a bit better. Perfect. So this one is level 2. Once again, we can copy and paste the setting. And we'll need another storage. This should, no, let's give it a bit of space, because right now the trucks needs to be able to go in easily. This will be my electronics for later on. This is not the most important for now. Okay, this, as we said, is construction part. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I took an electric one. Sorry, my bad. That is not what I wanted, because we definitely can't build that before we have some of these building the parts. Okay, don't have enough parts, but one is starting. Then we can do these ones to really increase, but right now we're producing enough. As I said, this is definitely not a lot. So anyway, we've started a new layout. I hope you liked it. Obviously it will be a lot more impressive when we have a conveyor belt that will really make this a whole. Then from here we can go into there. I'll probably have more storage in the middle, and then from this will deliver, you know, this will store all my wood, concrete and all of this, and deliver to all of this, which will means we'll use a lot less of vehicles than what we do right now. And then I buy a lot of concrete. It's already gone. Still 31. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments what you think about this layout, in particular this one. Really simple, really working well, especially again when we'll have the conveyor belt all the way over here. If you have suggestions, comments to make it better, I'd love to hear about it. I want to see this number going up and becoming green. Our electronics are going down because of this. Obviously, this is using electronics. So that's definitely something we have to keep an eye on out, because remember, electronics are also needed for maintenance. So anything that can create problems for maintenance is definitely a danger. We finished conveyor belts. This is amazing. We see them here. We have one for sort of unit solid products and one here for loose products. But we can't really build them yet because you need a lot of parts that we don't have. So what do you think we're gonna do in the next episode? There's a couple of things on my mind, but always keen to hear your thoughts. The first thing is definitely I want to make a magnificent, that's why we cleared all of this space here, a magnificent, great production of, you guessed it, concrete slab. Or at the beginning, probably just normal concrete slab, but soon efficient concrete. Actually, I wonder if we don't want this one even sooner. We want the groundwater first, but then let's get this one, and then we can go back to the crop rotation. Yeah, so that way we can get the this recipe here. So I want to make a magnificent production over here, which will support all of this production with conveyor belts. So another great layout, even more advanced than this one. Stay tuned for that. The second element is we're going down on electronics, right? And remember that electronics are rubber and copper. We're making some copper over here, if you remember. This is actually, basically full because we have almost 1000. Similarly, we're making a bit of rubber over here. This is actually not huge, this is only 400. So rubber, we're going to need to increase the production for sure. Hope you liked this episode. If you did, don't hesitate to press the like button, and I hope to see you next time.